are live.
What up? What up? What up?
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
I feel like we should give
everyone.
people a chance to come into the live.
Yes. How's everybody doing today on this fine Sunday?
Girl.
On this fine Saturday.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm so used to us doing like meeting up on the weekends on Sundays for like our book discussions and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like normally that every third Sunday is normally our day, except in the month of February. So, my bad, guys.
Honest mistake. Totally honest mistake.
How was work?
This week went by really quickly, which I'm always happy about. And I'm kind of gearing up for NaNoWriMo, the Camp NaNoWriMo April session, because I've kind of taken a break from writing since really about second week of December.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to get back into writing in March. And just to get back into the swing of a routine again with writing. But that's about it.
Fun.
And it's weird to think that this month is already going to be over in a few days. It feels like it went by so quick.
Yeah, like I'm trying not to be that person that's like, oh my gosh, this is going by so fast. But honestly, it really is. Like, this is the last Saturday of Black History Month already.
It feels like Black History Month just started.
I also feel like, and I don't know if it's just this year, but I feel like this year there's been so much crap this month.
I mean, it's like that every year. Every single year during February, the shit always seems to hit the fan and there's always so much happening. And that is no different from for this year, no exception. And now, we have even things happening globally and yeah, a lot is happening all over the world.
Here in Texas, Abbott is attacking the trans community again. And the amount of anti-Blackness this month, I don't know if I was just more hyper aware of it or what, but I was just like, leave us alone, please. Leave us alone.
I know. It doesn't even surprise me anymore. Like, I feel like every year during Black History Month, I'm always expectant of some type of racist story or some type of microaggressive situation. Whether it be in just my personal life, although it doesn't happen as much in my personal life these past few years, so thank goodness. But, in the media or with a celebrity or with a politician, like I'm never surprised. I'm always just like, yep.
Yeah.
Saw that coming.
It's very annoying. I'm like, it's fine. I'm just like, I just needed all of us to like reset and regroup because it was just like, if y'all don't sit y'all behinds down somewhere,
seriously,
and you coons, go on back to whoever validated your coonery and leave us alone.
Not whoever validated your coonery.
Because coons don't stay coons. Coons are not coons until they get validated.
That's true.
Otherwise, they would not put that much energy into disrespecting themselves.
Oh my goodness. Not you reading the coons for filth on this good Saturday.
I've watched a lot of them on these good old social media apps. Blue Ivy's Wi-Fi had me going strong. So I was slowly scrolling and looking like, I was like, why?
Why are you turning it up this month of all months?
It's like you had one job and that was not to embarrass us. And look at you.
Look at you showing up.
Out here embarrassing folk.
But let me get our opener out of the way before we get started. Everybody, welcome to our third and final podcast / live show for this year's Black Book Summit. We are so appreciative of all of our panelists, our two moderators / hosts, and just how everything has gone this year. We're really grateful for all of you that showed up. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. And yeah, this is Black Prose Club, where Black lives, Black voices, Black stories, Black books, and Black writers have always mattered. My name is Oshale of Oshi Reads.
And I'm Brittany from Melanin Eclectic. And today we are basically just going to talk about, what we really loved about this year's Black Book Summit. And we're going to just spend a lot of time shouting out Black book content creators that you may or may not heard of. I also will say when we do start this segment, you're happy you can happily write in the comments people you want to shout out. You're also more than happy to shout yourself out.
Yes.
Just make sure that when you do shout out, like, give us a place where they can find you. Mm-hmm. So, don't just say Brittany and not tell me Brittany's on Instagram, Brittany's on YouTube, Brittany has a blog, Brittany does TikToks, that kind of thing. But again, we'll reiterate that later. But first, I would like to talk about, or my question to everyone is, what was your favorite part about the panels that we had this year? We know we only had 2, and we feel very happy with the 2 that we picked.
Yes.
But do you have a favorite moment from the panels this year?
I'm trying to think, because I had so many favorite moments that it's hard to pick just one.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, so my favorite moment is more of about the panels, not necessarily the content of the panels. But I love how in one panel we seem to have extroverts, and on another panel it seemed more introverted.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed the balance, because I think that the panelists really suited their topics. The moderators really suited their topics. Mm-hmm. And the energy that was brought to each panel was like a perfect balance between the people on the panel and what they were talking about. So I think that's one of those things that you can't really plan. It just kind of happens or it doesn't happen. Either the chemistry is there between the panelists and the moderators, or it's not. And I think that, strangely enough, the way the panels were put together, it was like the perfect combination of subject, moderator, and panelists. And it made the listening experience, which was also interesting being in the background this year, it made the listening experience so much richer because of that.
I agree. Well, like you just said, it was very weird to be completely behind the scenes this year.
So strange.
Moderating and we were talking to our panelists and moderators like in the background, but it was so weird to not be a part of the discussion, especially because there were certain moments where I found myself talking to the screen because I'm so used to participating in the conversation with my voice.
Right.
It was just like, oh, wait, yeah, nope. They can't hear you. They can't hear you cosign. They can't hear any of that. So it's just like, man, is this what you guys feel like when we're talking about a topic that y'all are really into?
Right.
It's like, oh, no, I want to join.
We were on the other side of it. We were on the other side of it this time.
Yeah. But I also don't regret that either. I feel like the approach that we chose to do this year really got a chance for other people to be highlighted. Because, a lot of y'all don't realize, like, Abominable is actually pretty great.
Exactly. Perfect moderator for that panel.
So I feel like you guys got to see what we see all the time.
Yes.
In the way that she moderated. So it was nice that other people were on the screen. So I don't know. It's like, I felt left out. I had FOMO a little bit. Not
oh my God. There were so many moments that I just wanted to be like, I wish I could talk right now.
Like,
I really want to add my 2 cents.
Like, Brittany here. I just said I want to agree with you guys.
Yes. I noticed it especially during certain parts of the conversation. For the first panel, which was, it's not a reading slump, it's a pandemic, especially when they got to the parts about discussing mental health and how impactful that was for so many people in terms of how much they read, how much they didn't read, doing other things besides reading. I really wanted to add my 2 cents because that's just a conversation that we've had so many times behind the scenes and personally in our private group chat about, and even on here on Black Prose, we had a whole podcast about how we don't believe in reading slumps. And so I really want to participate in that during that. And during the book critic panel about our book content creators, real reviewers, there was certain points where they were talking about, that uncomfortable relationship between being a reviewer and wanting to put your thoughts and feelings about a book out there, and then noticing that maybe the author is following you, or the author has liked your review, even if it was a negative review, or just feeling very aware of authors being in the same space and having opportunity to see what you're saying about their work. That I had so many thoughts. I really wanted to join. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I think that basically just shows we feel like the conversation was really good. And it was just like, oh man, that's a really good point. Like,
yes.
Just all around, I thought it was really good. I thought everybody did a really good job. It's like, if it was your first time, we couldn't tell because y'all killed it. So good job.
I know.
It's like, if you didn't know, that was our first content shout outs, because we started doing content creator shout outs on the Instagram finally.
Yes, we did.
And so we decided that our first ones would be the people that helped bring the Black Book Summit this year. So if you haven't checked out our Instagram and you want, or maybe you're lazy like me sometimes and you just want to go click on something and be directed, all of their Instagrams and all of their other information of our panelists and moderators are on our Instagram, and they're going to stay there. So you want to go just click and subscribe and stuff, do that.
And very quickly, we just wanted to say our thank yous. So for It's Not a Reading Slump, It's a Pandemic, thank you so much to Isata, our moderator for that panel. She did an incredible job. And we're also so grateful for our panelists, Courtney of Coco Chasing Adventures, Brianna of Breeze Bookish and Be Too Weird Book Club, and Brandon of Be Rad Books, and also the manager of Charm City Books. We are so grateful and appreciative to all of you for taking the opportunity to partner with us for that panel. You are all amazing additions to the month of February for us here at Black Prose and to the Black Book Summit. And really quickly, for panel number 2, our book content creators, real reviewers, massive thank you to Chloe, our moderator for that panel. Chloe's content is amazing, and she's a seasoned reviewer herself, so definitely check her out on her channel, Thistle and Verse. We also had Tiara of Book Nerd Spells, Davina at Miss WOC Reader, Ambria at A Handful of Lit, and Jamila at Jamila B Reading. Again, like Brittany said, all of their information is on our Instagram. If you would like to go support them, we would really appreciate it. But we just wanted to say a verbal thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Okay. So I guess this is where we're gonna. So this is our first time doing this. So here's our current rules. If you would like to shout out a Black book content creator, there are only 2 requirements. 1, they have to be a part of the book content creator community. And 2, they have to be Black. While I understand that there are other people that you love, we are not uplifting them today. They'll have another day on someone else's platform. Today, yes, please shout out your faves. I personally have some faves, but I'm gonna let Oshley shout out one, and we'll go back and forth with them until you guys give us some in the chat. And also, book clubs are something else that I've been noticing a lot popping up on Instagram. So shout out to Be Too Weird again.
So my first shout out goes to Sammy and Books. This is a booktuber that I started following recently, and his videos are really well done. He mostly focuses on the writing in books. I think he used to be an author tuber, and then he switched over to being a booktuber. So his videos are more critical, and he basically critiques different books. And he has this series on his channel where he essentially talks about the first chapter of a book, And he talks about if the writing works, if the writing doesn't work, what makes it work, what makes it not work. He's really, really funny. A lot of stuff he has to say is extremely insightful and actually very valuable as a writer. So that's where his writing side comes out, because he is a writer as well. He also talks about a lot of author tuber books, and he reviews those. He's heavy into fantasy, especially adult fantasy. So he loves Brandon Sanderson. So he features his books a lot in the more positive side. But I don't know. I just find his channel to be very, very intriguing and insightful. I actually feel like I come away from his videos feeling like I learned something new or a new perspective on something I already thought about. But yep, that's my first shout out. And again, that's Sammy and Books, and I will put it in the chat if anybody wants to go and check out his channel.
This is funny because this person is on my list. So since Abominable already said it, one of my shout outs is Ash Read Books. If you haven't checked out the reels, I mean, just the reels alone, but I wanted to shout Ash Read Books out because of the Black Romance Book Club, because we do talk about Black romance a lot on this channel. So that is another book club that if you want to, just talk about Black romance all the time, that is a place that you can go. Plus, she has a book box, the Read Her book box. In my opinion, I am seeing a lot more book subscription boxes being made by Black people,
which is really cool.
Right. And so this is something that I personally plan on looking into not in terms of getting, because y'all know I'm not a big romance reader, but in terms of like, hey, like, how can I get into these boxes? That is a goal of mine in my 10-year plan. So it's like, hey,
I cannot
really want to do this. But yeah, if you're looking for a Black romance book club to check out, the Black Romance Book Club is the one. You can also find them on Instagram at the Black Romance Book Club. And then also the founder of this book club is Ash Read Books. And I started following Ash Read Books, I think it was last year during the Panini, the major part of the Panini. And I like her IG from her reels.
Yes, definitely.
She's one of the, I don't know what the proper term is, but she's one of the bookstagrammers that makes reels, but makes like good reels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And she has a huge heavy focus on Black romance and Black indie romance authors and their books, which they don't get enough love. So I really appreciate her page for that and her book club for that.
Yeah. I was gonna be petty, but Miss WLC Reader beat me to it, because I was like, especially since nowadays people are trying to change the definition of Black love. So, hey, that's a podcast for another day. Because I had to read for those people. Yeah. Next one.
I'm trying to go. Yes. Okay. So another person I would like to talk about is a bookstagrammer, and her name is Layla, and her page is Open Book by Layla. And I believe she's Caribbean, but she lives in Miami. But I really like her because her bookstagram is very straightforward and very to the point. But I like the books that she features. She features a lot of Black literature, but she also features different books outside of Black authors. She primarily focuses on Black authors, and it's a mixed bag, which I like. Everything from adult to, more, maybe more suspense, to romance, to more nonfiction on the nonfiction side. I don't know. It's nice because I feel like when I go on her page, I'll either find a book that I've read and that I don't see a lot of people talking about, or she does talk a lot about the popular books too. And so I like to see her opinions on those, or she'll feature like a nice little review and a snippet. So if you're interested in reading a book, you'll be like, oh, I wonder what she had to say about it. I don't know. I like the vibe of her page. I like that it's very book heavy, because I don't know. I like to separate my bookstagrammers into different boxes. Like, they're bookstagrammers I follow because they always have really great reviews. And so if I'm interested
Oh no, did your audio dip? Okay, guys. Well, I think Oshlay's audio dipped, so I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna give her a
Maybe.
second. Your audio dipped out.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, but it like in the middle of your sentence, it just stopped.
Oh no, what was the last thing you heard?
Sorry, because your internet hasn't done that in a long time.
I think it depends on where I am in my house, and I'm in my bedroom, which always seems to have internet issues when I'm in here.
Shoot, what part were you on?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't want to mess up your mojo. Just give us the name of the channel you were talking about again.
It's a book blogger, and I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna showcase one of the ones that I like, and then I will read another one from the comments. So there's a smaller bookstagrammer. I don't know how long they've been on the platform, but it is Babe in Library, and her Instagram is basically, it says, just an avid book reader supporting her local library. And I like her feed because her feed is mainly just books. But what I like about it is that it's very colorful. The colors are really, really bright and vibrant. And I like the variety of her book choices. So I haven't pinpointed what her favorite genre is, but I'm one of those people. I don't know if I'm one of the only ones, but I like seeing haul videos of books that people buy, but I like seeing haul videos in general. Not to say like I'm gonna go out and buy like everything that she put in this haul, but more like I just want to see what your tastes were at the time. So she posts like her library book haul. She posts her aesthetic is bright. And
Okay.
I don't know how to describe why that appeals to me, but when I was just in the people you might like one day, her thing popped up and I was like, oh, library one.
Yeah, which is
We
nice.
buy books, but we also need to support our local library. So that was what drove me to her page. But I think she's fairly new, but I like what she's got going on so far. So, that is important. Let me put that in the chat. And then also the other one that I want to go back up, because the next one in the list was, so we have another book club. I mean, we all know Bree from Lock's Booktition. She's been on our channel a couple times too.
Yes.
So Bree did start, I think that book club, was that a book club that started this year or last year? I think it was the end of last year. She announced that she was doing the Black Classics book club. So I don't think we really have to explain that. Black Classics. She's actually already started, and I know I saw it on her Instagram one day. Basically, if you go to Lock Booktition, there's like 80 million lives because she's participating in like 8 million book clubs and book discussions. So I'm sure that that's already scheduled and ready to go. But yes, Bree's doing a Black Classic book club, and among others, I'm just not going to say them all right now because you guys wrote them in the comments, so they will come up in a second. But yeah, so there's a Black Classics book club, and then also the last one that I said was Babe in Library on Instagram. I put it in the chat. Your turn.
So I want everyone to go follow Christina C. Jones.
Yes.
And follow her on Instagram. What? And I'm so excited because she goes by Being Mrs. Jones. I'll put that in the chat. And she also has a book club podcast thing with I want to say it's Alexandria. Is it Alexandria Warren or Alexandria House? I want to say it's Alexandria House, called Girl, Have You Read?
Oh.
So you need to get into that. But I'm so excited because I just found out recently that she has a new, well, she always has a new book out. But this particular new book, I'm sorry, I can't contain it. I can't. I'm literally freaking out on the inside. But it's a motorcycle club with black men. I'm sorry. This is.
Are you? I don't know. Are you really? You don't sound sorry at all.
This is all I have wanted for so many years. So many years. Like, I'm speechless. But I'm so excited. I don't even understand. You don't even understand how excited I am. Like, I'm literally going to leave this live and go start reading that book. That's how excited I
Oh, it's
am.
already come out?
Yes. And it's going to be a whole series.
I'm happy. I'm very happy for you. Have you listened to the Girl, Have You Read Yet?
I haven't, because this sounds terrible, but I just don't have time right now to listen to podcasts. I go through waves. But when I do have time to listen to podcasts again, because I'm listening to 3 audiobooks right now, I will definitely make it a point, because I know they talk about their books. They talk about other Black romance authors. They both basically uplift different books, promote different books, and they have an Instagram as well. So you can go follow Girl, Have You Read? And they focus on Black romance indie authors. And I just think that they're a great, great, great resource. So if you're new to Black romance and you want to find out like what books are coming out, what books are interesting or good, these are 2 seasoned Black romance authors who are recommending books to you. So it's a great resource, and their page is full of recommendations. And I don't know, I just think that we need to celebrate our Black romance authors, especially the indie ones. So you can go follow Girl, Have You Read? And you can go follow Being Mrs. Jones. And oh my fucking God, a Black romance motorcycle club. I can't. This is literally on my bucket list of, if no one ever writes this, I will write it.
I'm glad for you.
Thank you, Christina.
For you.
Always coming through for us.
All right, the next shout out from our audience is follow Dear Beloved Me for reviews and reflections in the format of letters to be. Also, yes, I have this person on my list as well. I wonder why, but I like this Instagram because it is a creative way to talk about books, because they are actually written in letter form. You don't actually know who B is all the time though, which I like, because as she explained already about what her Instagram was about, could be to her, it could be to her favorite author. You just have to read them and see what it is. Now, I'm not going to lie. Not all the time do I read all the captions, but when I am in the mood to read the captions, I find these captions to be very thoughtful. Let's see. Oh, we have another book club. So if you are a mystery lover, not mystery, crime lover, Bree from Locked Booktition, like I said, I told y'all, she's literally doing like 8 million book clubs. Bree from Locked Booktition and Kashay from Shay with the Hobbies have a book club called Crime Readers of Color, which follow the group called Crime Writers of Color and reads books from those authors. That's a really good idea, because then you're also making sure that y'all are like shouting out the actual like mystery crime writers that we don't get to talk about much.
Absolutely.
We love it. Okay. You can go ahead and do another one, because my list and I are not getting long right now.
Okay. So I have another book club, and it's called Sister Girls Book Club. And Sister Girls Book Club, it's Sister Girls Book Club. That's how it's spelled, and I'll put it in the chat in a second. But they are very active on Instagram. They have almost 10,000 followers. It's a great book club. They say they use digital and social media to bring authors and readers together. And their page is really, really interactive. They feature a lot of books. It's a mixed bag, but they do feature primarily books by Black authors, from what I've seen. If not only books by Black authors, they feature the Black authors themselves. They do interviews. I think they have a podcast now, but it was started by a writer. Her name is Sheree, and she also has a Instagram under the Sister Girl Next Door. And I just remember, I believe Sheree reached out to me one time when I was going through a rough time. So I've just always remembered her for that. And I've always supported her book club. And I also like book clubs supporting book clubs. We have a book club, and I like to support other Black book clubs as well. They read a lot of Black romance, which I love. They also read like more, I guess, what you would consider women's fiction. It seems to be a mixture of women's fiction and Black romance. But their page is really fun, really interactive. You get a lot from it. And I love that they're a book club bringing, these Black women readers together, which is what we love to do too. So yeah, go support them. Let me put them in the chat.
Awesome. Okay. From our audience, another one is shout out to the women. Woo. Shout out to the women of When Black Women Speaks. Again, Bree from Locks Booktician, Shay from Shay with the Hobbies, and Britt from Britt Writerly for the great discussions every month. And then I personally would like to shout out another bookstagrammer, and I would like to shout out Books in Vogue.
Yes.
So I'm sure if you haven't heard of Books in Vogue, I don't know how you haven't heard of Books in Vogue, but Books in Vogue gives us face, gives us fashion, gives us style, gives us book looks.
She's amazing. I love her.
Yeah, like she makes me feel like maybe I should get a wardrobe so I can show my face and body, and like maybe like that would make my Bookstagram account pop. But she also just, it's like she serves. She does cosplay looks for her books. It's not just like putting on makeup to match the book. It's an entire outfit. Like it is a well thought out, well executed, like full production whenever she does anything for these books on her Instagram.
It's very impressive.
I freaking love it. She says that she does bookish cosplay in artistic expression. And I think that is a very nice, a very well-written description of what she does. And I think that not only that, but her style, because everybody's Bookstagram is different. Everybody's Bookstagram kind of shows their style. Her style is very clearly indicated on her Bookstagram. I understand like the vibe that she wants just by looking at her Instagram. Even the way that she did the images for her highlights, very specific. And so I appreciate the methodical greatness.
No one is like her.
Yeah. I haven't seen anybody else do what she's doing. So I really want to give her that shout out.
And so she is the sweetest, nicest person. So humble. So go support Kat. She's great.
Yeah.
So my next shout out is a bookstagrammer called Abena Marianne, and she is an African bookstagrammer. I really appreciate her page. It's called Bookish Abena. And she is just awesome. She's the creator of the Read Ghanaian Challenge, which you may or may not have seen going around on Bookstagram. But she's always about supporting African authors, Ghanaian authors especially. She reads primarily Black fiction, and her page just feels like the motherland. It feels like Africa. I can't explain it. It's so colorful. The colors that she uses, I can't help but think she does it purposefully. She uses a lot of like rich, bright, vibrant colors and backdrops. And she's always just like holding up the book, or she'll show like a part of her body holding up the books. And I don't know, I can't explain it. It just gives me joy to look at her page. It's very vibrant. It's very colorful. It makes me feel joyful. It makes me feel alive and happy. Makes me want to do an Afro dance. I don't know, but I just love her page. I love the vibes. I love the focus on African fiction and African authors and Ghanaian authors. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. She features a lot of books that you may not have heard of because you may not know that author because they are from, outside the West. And I think that's important to feature African authors throughout the diaspora, even if they're not living on the continent. So I don't know. I just really appreciate her page. I get a lot of book recommendations from her page. And she's one of those book reviewers where if I see that she's interested in reading it or she has read it, it makes me just more interested if it's on my TBR. She reads pretty eclectively, even within those boundaries of mostly African and Black authors. She still reads pretty collectively, like, you know, Tupac memoir and like such, you know, like a memoir about Alicia Keys,
right,
stuff like that. So I don't know. I really appreciate her page, and I don't know. She's just one of those bookstagrammers that I feel adds a lot of value for me personally to, you know, me being on Bookstagram and getting recommendations. But I will go ahead and put her Bookstagram in the chat.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read 2 from the audience and 1 of mine because the list is getting kind of long, and I feel like I'm really behind in the chat. So the next one is Bree from Locked Booktician and Ashley from Bookish Realm have a book club reading graphic novels, comics, and mangas. They just had a live show. I think they have a live show coming up actually. But yeah, this one I actually watch because y'all know this is right up my alley. I definitely put it on when I'm downstairs, so I like that one. And then another one, Chloe from Thistle and Verse and Shay from Shay with the Hobbies are also hosting an Inheritance trilogy by N.K. Jemisin read along. I had plans in the beginning of the year to participate in this.
Really?
But I haven't, like, it's like I had every intention to participate, but like I wasn't ready to read NK right now.
Fair.
So it's like, I'm going to basically, when I do start reading the Inheritance trilogy, I'm just going to go back and watch the discussions, like after I read the sections. So it's like, I will have participated, just like backlogged participated basically. So they're probably going to see comments from me from like a month or 2 after they finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like I've been behind, like trying to read properly. I've just been behind, but I do plan on coming back to this. So if you are interested in joining a read along, like this is another read along that's going on. Also, speaking of read along, since we're here, like we can also remember, if you like Octavia E. Butler, there is a slow read that is actually going on, hosted by Onyx Pages. And Jerry from Onyx Pages and Tati from Musical Tati. But that was not my shout out. I actually wanted to shout out a booktuber. And the booktuber I wanted to shout out is Books with Brandy Shanae.
Yes.
I like Books with Brandy Shanae because 1, she reads. Shade intended.
Damn.
One, she actually reads. And 2, I like her reviews. She does a lot of like book hauls and stuff, you know, like the rest of us. But when she reviews a book, very much, I know she read the book. I know it's not like she read a review online and now she's trying to push it off as her own. Like, I think she's very genuine and authentic from what she shows us, because obviously I don't know her in real life, so I don't know her life. But I enjoy watching her, and I think because I enjoy watching her, that's the point of this. So if you're looking for another booktuber, it's Books with Brandy Shanae, and Brandy is with IE, not a Y. So yeah. Your turn.
The way you always say that.
I know.
You're like, I'm done.
Yep, I'm finished.
On to you. But I wanted to recommend a booktuber as well. And y'all know I don't really watch BookTube as much as I used to, but I do still watch occasionally, especially my friends, you know, content, or if something will just pop up and it looks interesting, then I, you know, will obviously watch, especially if I'm doing something it's nice to have on in the background. And a channel that I've really been watching recently, and she posts pretty, I would say, maybe not frequently, but at least several times a month, 1 to 2 times a month. She used to post a little bit more frequently. But she has a great backlog of videos that you can go catch up on. And her channel name is Bounded and Bookmarked.
Oh, I
So
follow her.
you may have seen her around these BookTube streets. But she seems like really, really sweet. Her channel is really well thought out in terms of the content that she makes. And like I said, she used to be a little bit more prolific and used to make more videos more often. Things have slowed down a little bit in the past few months, but she has a lot of videos that you can go back and watch. She does reading sprints. She talks about young adult books. She talks about Black books. She talks about a lot. She reads pretty widely. She does book hauls. She does reading vlogs. She does a wide variety of content depending on what you're interested in. I like that she does a wrap up because I feel like not all wrap ups are equal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, my wrap ups are trash, so I understand what you mean there.
Like, I enjoy when people do a wrap up and you get a real sense of the book. Not necessarily like spoilery or like a review or anything, but you kind of get a good enough sense of what the book was about and how they felt about it that it would either be like, I want to put that on my TBR. So yeah, but just wanted to recommend a booktuber, and I think I have one other booktuber on my list actually, but yes, definitely go check them out. I enjoy their content.
Yay. Okay, so back to the comment section. Shout out to Black Prose Club for prioritizing Black stories all day, every day. Cool. The next one is Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe. First of all, I kind of love the YouTube name.
Yes, it's fabulous.
Yeah, kind of loving it. So Olivia's Catastrophe, she reads a lot of different genres of books and her reviews are very thoughtful. I'm going to have to check them out because I just like the name. Yeah.
I love the name.
Creative. Yeah. I'm going to do one more because of Black Prose one. We love us. So, but yeah, shout out to Sip Then Read. They're creative and they offer books with drink pairings.
What?
We've talked about this so many times and you just now mentioned them.
That's amazing.
That's great. So if you like drinking with your reading, check out Sip Then Read. I assume, let me double check before I say this. I think they might be on Instagram. Remember when you're shouting people out, kind of let us know which platform they're on.
Yes, please.
Because Sip Then Read, let me double check. Sip Then Read. Sip Then, why did it say Sip Then Bread? I said Sip Then Read.
Lord.
Oh my gosh, my phone is, I hate Siri sometimes. There we go. Sip Then Read. There we go. It says a classy and sassy duo, your favorite sisters, expanding their love and culture towards books, creative cocktails, and Black authors. Okay.
That's really, really awesome.
That's such a good idea.
I love it.
Yeah, Black Prose is now following them. Great.
I love it so much.
Since I'm logged into Black Prose, so it's like, cool. All right. So let me pull up mine. Sorry. I had mine pulled up and then you guys mentioned liquor. My bad. The next one that I want to shout out is I want to shout out. I don't even hold on. 1 second.
And keep putting your recommendations and shout outs in the chat. We'll keep highlighting them.
Right. Okay. Another bookstagrammer that I like to shout out because, again, aesthetically pleasing is Danzy Books on Instagram. So that's DANSI Books. Her handle says Jamaican Girl in a Fantasy World. And that makes me want to sing a song. I don't know why it makes me think of a song.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it makes me think of a song in my head. But I like her Instagram for multiple reasons. One, her Instagram is blackity black black black. Two, she does a mixture of both. So, you know, while we have pretty book pictures, we also have pretty book pictures with her in it as well. And her skin is immaculate. Like, not just smooth, immaculate. And the outfit choices that she picks for, again, all of these bookstagrammers and stuff, the people who show like their full bodies, like on one hand, I have a slight jealousy towards them because body. And then two, I'm like, my wardrobe is trash because serving, you might not see her in every photo, but when you see her, she serves. And again, blackity black black black. And it's not just Black fantasy. She has a pretty varied way of reading. You know, she reads Black, but she reads Black diversely. So I love it. That is my shout out.
So I have a shout out, and this is the last booktuber I have on my list. And this booktuber hasn't, I don't know if he's still super, super active on BookTube. The last video he made was 4 months ago, but he does have a huge, huge backlog that you can go back and watch while you're waiting for him to return. And his BookTube account is, or YouTube account name is To Be Black and Loved. Oh. And yeah, I love the name so much. And so I don't know, his name is Jonathan. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if he still plans on making videos, but he has a blog as well where he reviews books. But I don't know. I love his videos. He does really great reviews. He reads pretty widely. And I love that he also talks about being Black and queer and what that means. Reading a lot of Black queer fiction and lit. The books that he reads he's a very intentional reader, which I love. You can tell that every book that he reads, he's not necessarily just, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just he's very intentional in what he reads and what he talks about and the way that he talks about books. So I appreciate his page for that. And his voice is so soothing. I always feel like I get something out of his videos. He reads pretty widely, like everything from like YA, like Mari and the Night Brothers, or, well, that's more middle grade, but
shout out to Mari and the Night Brothers.
Yes. So middle grade to young adult, like Ace of Spades, to adult. He even read like, what is that series with, gosh, I'm totally blanking, but I think Take a Hint, Danny Brown was one of the books.
The Brown Sisters.
The Brown Sisters. Thank you. He even read that. He's read like, My Sister, the Serial Killer. Like he's read a lot of popular books, but also books that maybe aren't as talked about as widely, with an emphasis on Black authors, and always letting you know about Black queer book releases. I don't know. I don't know. I just really like his Bookstagram. I love his page. I discovered him more recently, like in the past 2 months. And I can tell I really like him because I've watched so many of his videos already. So I really hope he comes back and continues to make content. And like I said, he also has a blog. So you can go, I think it has the same name, To Be Black and Loved, and you can check out his book reviews on his blog. But I hope you come back, Jonathan. I enjoy your channel.
Okay. Some of our shout outs from the audience. C. Nathan, or is it Sean? No, C. Nathan, the Griot Polidor is a Black author, bookstagrammer who focuses on Black historical fiction and nonfiction. He has great author reviews or author interviews. Okay.
Nice.
Thank you for also giving us the platforms of which he stands. I love this. My personal favorites: Read, Love, Listen, Sharonda Isadora, Kay the Reader, and Reading with Tara on YouTube. Shout out to all of you ladies. Wait, my assumption was wrong. Shout out to all of you guys.
Yes, shout out.
We love when we shout out each other. We loves it. I have a blogger, YouTuber, author, and that is Autumn Vera. That is Fall Between the Pages. So my first encounter with this person was Instagram. What's funny is the post that I originally saw of them, or from their Instagram, I thought it was like a Fairy Loot page. Mm-hmm. Like, did you know how like subscription box Instagrams are like very specific?
Yes.
I actually thought, because of how well her book photos are done, I was like, oh snap, this is a subscription box with a black girl Funko Pop? What? And I clicked on it and I was like, nope, not a book club, a person. And so I ended up on her Instagram just, casually scrolling, where I realized that, not only were there just really pretty books like all over the place, but she also has a blog that goes by the same name, where she does book reviews. And I think her books are not exclusive. She doesn't read exclusively Black or review exclusively Black, but she is a Black blogger. And that's why I wanted to make sure that she was on the list, because,
Yes.
we don't talk about bloggers enough. Like, that's what started all of this for us. So just got to give the shout outs for the shout outs are due. Okay, I'm done.
Agreed. Okay, so the next shout out I have and recommendation is for a bookstagrammer called Book It Queen. Her page has blown up recently, I would say in the past 6 to 8 months or so. Mm-hmm. However, I really, really, really enjoy her page. She gives me that kind of 90s vibe, but also talking about books by authors of color, primarily Black authors throughout the diaspora. She is hysterical. Her name is Kayla, and her reels are so funny. And that's kind of what kind of got my attention. Right. She reads a lot, which is very impressive. But her reels are just so funny, and she just finds a way to bring humor into the bookstagram space, which I think is very important, while also talking about books. Her page is very unique, and it's very genuine to who she is. She seems very fun, colorful, positive person, very down to earth and grounded, and you can definitely see that in her page. And I just enjoy her and who she is and how that comes across in her content. So it's kind of like you get the books on her page and you might find some great book recommendations. But you also get the humor and the personality and the comedy, which is nice. And you get a sense that the creator behind it all is a very genuine, down-to-earth person. So I enjoy their content a lot. And I think that you would enjoy it as well if you went and followed her. So I will put her name in the chat, or her Bookstagram page in the chat.
Awesome. Okay, I have some more. So next we have shout out to Chocolate Covered Pages. Sounds.
Oh my God, I love Chocolate Covered Pages. Love.
Yeah. Chocolate Covered Pages was one of the ones on my list, so I'm going to move on past this one. She stays giving fashion, entertaining reels, and her reviews are wonderful. I can second this. Also,
and
Chocolate Covered Pages sounds like something forbidden, and I will never not say that.
I freaking love their page.
Okay, Stephanie Carter said, I started a group, Read, Wine, and Thoughts by Black. They are on Facebook and based in New York. I tend to get socially anxious when even online, but they have made me feel so comfortable. So if you are looking for another way to interact, go check out the Facebook group, Read, Wine, and Thoughts by Black. I haven't been on Facebook groups in a minute, but if I was, that sounds like a good one. If you, again, feel free to shout yourself out. This is not a place where we love hearing your stuff. Shout out to Ray of Books, Ray with an E, for her videos where she shows how much money she saved borrowing from the library.
Oh, that's amazing. I freaking love that.
You know what? I am really appreciative of the creativity. I don't know what I just said.
Creativity.
The creativity that is, because on one hand, it's funny, but on the other hand, like, shame me, because I did buy like 4 books this month. And I could have gotten them all from the library.
Lord. It's okay.
I know. It's okay.
Embrace it.
I'm trying to catch up. To the bottom. Okay. Another one. Comfy Cozy Up. This was another one on my list. She's on YouTube and Instagram.
I love that name.
Caribbean. Journals, all sorts. She is the person behind A Journal Mood. So if you've ever participated or ever seen anything where hashtag A Journal Mood, that is Comfy Cozy Up. She also does multiple monthly journal challenges a year. So if you ever are looking for like journal motivation, she reads as well, but the way that I found her was through her journaling. So if you ever want to participate in, like journal prompts and things like that, something to kind of encourage your journaling, I highly suggest you check out Comfy Cozy Up. She journals all the time, like goals. But yeah, it's funny. Y'all are doing my list right now, so it's funny. It's like, But also, what's funny is the person on my list that I was about to shout out, because I was like, oh, well, they hadn't said it yet.
Yeah.
Crystal from Melanated Reader.
Oh my gosh, I love Melanated Reader.
So one, Melanated Reader did create the hashtag this year, 20 Books by Black Women Challenge.
Yes.
That started we're in February, started last month. But the first time I ever watched anything on Melanated Reader's IG was when it was like a Jason Reynolds thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his fine ass. And
Look,
then
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Sunday confessionals that are freaking hilarious. I don't know why people feel so comfortable sending in their deepest, darkest secrets to Crystal,
but they sure enough do.
I enjoy all of them.
It is a mess.
It's a hotmess.com sprinkling a little bit of crazy, but like the fact that people feel so comfortable like sending her the stuff that be killing me. I'm like, I would never confess.
It's really intense.
Out here confessing. Her Instagram is fantastic. Author interviews, book reviews, just talking about book releases in general. It's crazy. She has so much energy, and like she's just so community oriented. Like I found a lot of the bookstagrammers that I follow because of Crystal.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's like highly entertaining, highly freaking entertaining. Do you have any more on your list?
I had 2 lists. I'm trying to find my second one and I can't find it right now.
Okay.
So give me 1 second.
While you're looking for that, we have another shout out, Emma Ray from Emma Ray Empowered. She is a booktuber and has her own hair oil business called Emma's Hair Care. Also, if you know any Black owned bookish shops, also shout them out too. Why did I forget to put them on the list? Oh my goodness. Okay, forgive me, guys. I know I need to be better. So while we're here, while O'Shea is looking up her list, let me shout out some book peoples. So if you like bookmarks, keychains, bookish content, obviously Melanin Eclectic is the first place I will always tell you to go, because I'm not going to sit here in front like I'm not going to shout myself out first. But there are some other ones that I actually really like, and I know that they're Black owned. So one is why are you not coming up on your Instagram?
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I need to make sure that they're still here. I think their Instagram is gone. Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
It's a lot of people that have been like changing their business strategies and stuff lately. So it's like they may or may not be here.
That's so sad.
Bookish Ho. Thank you. That one. And Ho is spelled Heaux.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what I was looking for, because I found somebody on TikTok and it was like resin based bookmarks that you can get like your name and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Freaking love it. It's just like, I can't do that. But the fact that I know somebody who does, granted, I always miss like the sale window to get them. I still like them. And then also there's another one. Obviously we've talked about Sister Sci-Fi already. Black owned bookstore online. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I forgot to include Black book related stores. I cannot believe I forgot that on my list.
I have a recommendation.
Recommend.
Ash and her books on Bookstagram. She is a Jamaican fantasy book lover. She reads a lot. of fantasy, primarily fantasy. And she does this she does this series called Recommending Books to Dusties on Tinder.
Okay, wasn't ready for that. Cool.
It's literally one of the funniest things I have ever watched in my life. Like, I'm talking laugh out loud, just crying of hilarity.
Recommending books
Because
to
she
dusties.
literally just goes through these dusty men's profiles and she's like, for you, I recommend. And it just brings so much joy into my life. And I really appreciate her for that. She reads extremely prolifically. She reads a lot. And she also does these like Jason Reynolds thirst trap reels that are just like,
I'm good.
so
I'll be there.
she does like hot author like thirst trap reels. I don't know. She's funny. She's funny as hell. And I really enjoy her content because it just brings a smile to my face while also recommending and talking about really good books. And if you're into fantasy, then her page is definitely for you. And she's extremely honest. Oh my gosh. She will tell you in a heartbeat if she thought a book was trash with no fear. So recommend. I will put her username in the chat because it's a lot of underscores.
Okay. Okay. The next one from the chat is Tasha at Amaze and Crafts. Makes custom made journals and crafts and stuff. She also is a booktuber and bookstagrammer. So that is another one with a craft ability. So the next one that I want to shout out is a business. Their bookmarks are fire and blackety black, 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 black. And that is Zelle & Co. That is SELLE and Co. That is their name on Instagram and TikTok. They also make different types of journals. They just released a reading planner as well. Yeah, they have a reading planner, they have fitness planners, they have planners and bookmarks, keychains, totes, and they're all featuring Black girls. So just figured.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic. The colors are very chill. They're muted. They're more of a muted tone palette that I like the browns, the rich browns and the beiges and peaches and that kind of color scheme. And that, I'll put that in the chat, obviously. That is Zelle & Co. They're on Etsy as well. There we go. For me, Etsy, TikTok, and Instagram. Oh, and then also Neeks is also, YouTuber, TikToker, has a candle shop called Mindset Crafting. So, woo, that one. I think that I'm going to save the rest of I want to do a round 2 at some point. So I think I'm going to end my list right there and just keep adding to the list about, different people we want to shout out. But yes. I'm also adding a note here that I will add a section for businesses as well.
Yeah, I've reached the end of the list that I have. I couldn't find my other list.
Yeah, I need
Not sure where to put it.
Does anybody have any more shout outs that they would like to give today? Obviously, this is not the only place where shout outs will happen. We will continue to do content creator shout outs for forever because that's what Black Prose is about. But if you have any more, go ahead and leave a comment down below.
Oh, I have a shout out.
Shout out.
Honorary shout out to Jordan of Left on Red. If you don't know her, you should go check out her YouTube. She also has an Instagram at Booking Jordan, I think is her Instagram. But her YouTube is Left on Red, and she is a glowing mommy to be.
I'm about to say, I just want to talk. I know that we're waiting for you guys to type. So while we're waiting, Jordan, I don't know if you ever watch Black Prose. I don't know if you're ever going to hear this, but the slay from this maternity shoot.
The slay.
The vibrant color, like the way the green complemented your undertones.
So good.
Stunning. I could not stop gushing over those pregnancy photos. I was like, not you out here shutting Bookstagram down.
All the way down.
And book-related maternity shoot.
I know. And Jordan has a great channel. She talks only about Black books, and she's a great resource. She does reviews. She does great discussion videos. She has a podcast with her husband where they discuss different books by Black authors. So go support Jordan if you don't know already. And yeah, that is my last shout out.
Okay, so the last shout out from the chat is at Golden Book Muse is a shop that focuses on bookish merch related to Black culture. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to check them out and follow them from my shop. Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's all for today. Thank you guys for coming out. I mean, you could have been anywhere, but you decided to hang out with us.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. This concludes the Black Book Summit 2022. We are so incredibly grateful for all of your support, for coming to watch the panels and supporting our panelists and moderators. We appreciate if you would give this live a like, and also to share it if you care. You can share it on Twitter. We'd appreciate that. And also follow us on our Instagram. So that is where you will get the most updates and communications from us. So you can follow us at Black Prose Book Club on Instagram. And we will see you next month, where we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming with 2 podcasts and then our live show where we'll be discussing our book for this quarter. Sorry, I'm running out of steam, y'all.
You want me to take over?
Yes, please.
Okay. So don't forget, next month, we are moving it to the last Sunday of next month. So the last Sunday of next month, we will be meeting at our normal time at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to discuss our book pick of the quarter. And that for this quarter was Goliath by Tochi Onyebuchi. That is his latest book. We all know is Space Gentrification. So we're here for it. The next big event for Black Prose Club is Throwback-a-thon. So stay tuned for information about that. As you know, that is coming in April, but we will start making the announcements and stuff in March. Thank you guys so much for always being supportive of Black prose. Don't forget to read diversely, read Black, and just stay out the drama. And we'll see you guys in our next podcast.
See you in March. Bye, everybody. Thank you.